just update him about
Yeah, got it.
Hey? All right. Jenny's just signed a gusset.
Doing my ironing.
She's
As
doing
you can
what?
see.
She's just signed a gusset. It's like the answering the phone when you're ironing the curtains and.
Always iron there.
Yeah. Any road up.
Did you used to play rugby for England?
Oh, was that gusset?
Yeah.
Double lined gusset. Anyway, can I just tell you? Can I just update you about Ed?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. I phone Ed every other day, and so yesterday was the time to phone him, and I tried all day and I couldn't get through to him. Eventually, late afternoon, he answered the phone, and I thought, where's he been? Because he's isolated in his room because he's got a urinary tract infection. Where could he possibly have been? I hope he's all right. Anyway, he finally answered the phone late afternoon, and I couldn't get any sense out of him. He mentioned an ambulance that wasn't an ambulance, and he'd been somewhere, and then he'd come back to, where am I? No, Lil, yeah, I've come back here. I said, well, what's wrong? He couldn't, I couldn't get any clarity from him. But his niece Lynn phoned this morning about 10:15 and said he'd had a fall on Saturday in his room. They'd found him on the floor in his room, and he'd cracked his head. And so they took him to hospital. Fortunately, it's not serious, but serious enough for him to be in there. He came out. He went in on Saturday afternoon, and he came out yesterday afternoon. So he'd been in a couple of days under observation. They gave him a COVID test, and he's not got it, which is good news. Yeah, it's very good news, because you wonder, don't you, particularly in a care home. Yeah. But he's had several mini strokes, which have been followed by a fall. And whilst that's not been diagnosed this time, Lynn, with her experience of him, feels that might be what's happened again. And it's significantly affecting his memory. Obviously, he's got dementia and Alzheimer's, and his isolation in his room has just affected his memory and his speech. And I even tried to get him to sing, and I know that's a dangerous thing with my singing, but I thought Ed's singing would drown mine out. But he'd lost his voice as well.
John,
yeah?
can we get a laptop to him or something? We'll get something he can play.
Well, we could. It would mean somebody operating it, because he struggles with a basic phone, Ian. If somebody there had operate it for him, then yeah. But whether that's feasible or not, I don't know.
Well, I'm just thinking, a few clips of videos of sports scenes and whatever. We could do a special page for him, you singing, and I'm not joking. Just I don't know.
There's some bizarre things being said this morning.
It's not a joke. No.
No, I'm being serious. Taking us to him via the laptop might just stimulate some thought and help him through his issues.
It might do. He's genuinely missing our sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday, and he's missing the company. I obviously, every time I talk to him, I send everybody's best wishes and say that as soon as we can, we'll have you out of there and we'll get you to Crystal Peaks and Manor and for coffee and cake at the cafe.
This recording is going to go on the website this afternoon. Things like that. Just the association.
Sorry. Has anybody heard from Cyril? How Cyril's going on?
I'm in regular contact with Anita, because she's able to use the WhatsApp, which Cyril isn't, and Cyril's fine. Cyril and Anita are fine.
Good.
Yeah. In fact, of all the people I've talked to, of all the ginger ants in all the towns, talked to Brian, talked to Colin, talked to Barry, everybody, Stuart as well. From Manor, everybody's doing as well as can be expected.
Again, and sorry to be pushy, but again on the website, I'm actually on the banter page putting the photographs up of people you've actually contacted.
Good.
Contacted and all well. On the other side, there's a picture of everybody, but it's
a picture of Keith with doubtful, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Ron. Sorry?
How's Colin's wife?
Okay. No, I don't know any more than that. She's okay. No, you can stop.
Chris, I don't know if you can see us, Chris, but I can't see you. Can the rest of you see Chris?
Yes.
Handsome chap.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I-
He looks like one of the Rolling Stones.
It's getting long.
Big Paul.
Yeah.
Big Paul.
Can I come back? Can I just come back? Can anybody tell me what super glue Keith used to seal this? I can't open the bloody thing. I can't open the bloody thing at all.
You know you're getting worse, Paul. This lockdown is making you an angry, aggressive person.
Yes, it is.
We
It's
might
the
have to
language,
serve,
Nick. Language.
we might have to serve our first ever ASBO.
Yeah. Isn't it the Queen's birthday today?
Yes, it
Isn't
is.
it
It
the
is.
Queen's real birthday today?
It is the Queen's birthday.
Yeah.
A couple of other
God
birthdays.
save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen.
Noble Queen. Sit down, John.
And it was Adolf Hitler's birthday yesterday. It's pretty funny how you never see them together anymore. They're never in the same room.
Also today, it was Arthur Rowley was born the same
Arthur
day as the
Rowley.
Queen.
Good grief.
Was he?
Yeah,
In the same bed?
exactly the same day.
Educate me,
And-
educate me, Keith. Who's Arthur Rowley?
He scored more goals than the Queen.
He did.
Scored more. He used to
More
be.
goals than anybody.
Yeah, he did.
I
Scored
don't
more
know
goals.
if he still is. He scored more goals than anybody. And
What was it? 400 and something?
Sheffield United for a brief spell.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he?
He brought Ted Emsley to Bramall Lane.
That's right. That's what Ted said when he came to Philippi, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm just starting to
So
relax
Charlotte
now.
Bronte's birthday.
Who did what?
It was also Charlotte Bronte's birthday.
Was it?
Yeah. She was born in 1816.
What year?
1816.
Right, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And in 2 days' time, it's Shirley Temple's birthday. Because I came across this in your loft, Keith. It's
Yeah.
Michael Caine's File of Facts.
Not a
File
lot
of
of people
Facts.
know that.
Yeah,
Not a lot.
yeah. Maybe it says here, maybe the Queen will have a banquet to celebrate today. If she does, the place settings will be precisely measured with a ruler, and the waiters will work in perfect unison, directed by a set of red and green cue lights discreetly hidden behind the throne. That's exactly how I work here.
Yeah. You're throwing your voice again, John.
It'll not be supervised by Harry.
No, definitely not.
He's lost it, bless him.
Has he lost it, or has he really found it?
I think I think we're discovering he's not a well young man, I think. Which is a
Maybe.
shame.
Oh,
Made a lot worse since he got married.
That applies to everybody.
oh, Ron,
Yeah.
Ron. Yeah. Where's your missus? Hey, who's that with a frying pan behind you?
Not done anything for his ears either, has it?
Okay. Other famous people born in on this day was Angela Mortimer in 1930.
Tennis.
Swimmer.
Tennis player.
Oh, I thought she was a swimmer.
He was good in midfield.
She was a tennis player.
Tennis player,
And
sorry.
the other one that I found, Robin Dixon. Any clues to what he did?
Who?
He was a skater.
Yes, he's
Robin
the
Dixon.
bobsleigh
Bobsleigh.
That's correct.
It was Winter Olympics.
with Tony Nash,
Yeah.
1964.
1960.
Oh, was it?
1960, yeah.
64 is near enough.
Doug, it's too far away, I'm afraid.
Here, Doug, I've just realised you look like a Cyberman. Don't you?
I am. I can hear better with these.
No, they're good, them.
It sounds like you're in control, Doug.
I am.
Who's
I'm in control everywhere.
Yeah, looks like he's got Captain Kirk's chair.
Yeah.
Can I have some of those for when John sings?
And he said, an electric chair and all.
Oh, Paul, I've sent you a CD. Paul, I've sent you a CD of my pantomime hits.
Have
It
you?
should arrive in the next 48 hours, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll start my bonfire now then.
Today's meeting featuring John Longstaff,
Hey, that'd be
bringing us all together every week. What a great guy he is.
Keith, do you think we should get engaged?
I think so, yes. I'm
Yeah.
just,
I think John needs to pay up the full amount.
I think you should,
yeah, he does.
I think you should get embalmed, never mind engaged.
Yeah. Keith was in the Curse of the Mummy's tomb, wasn't he? Well, he's
In
certainly in
his
the
loft.
tomb.
In his loft.
No, it's banter between mates.
I'm sticking up for you, Keith.
She reckons I'm insulting you, right? Banter.
John, do you ever get a conflict that Jenny sticks up for everybody but you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm glad you've
okay.
noticed that. Glad you've noticed that, Ian.
There's a reason for that.
But there's always a reason, Jenny.
Get
Back to the
my
cake.
Yeah, yeah. Get mopping that bloody floor, woman.
Just cook, will you?
Yeah, an iron.
Anything
The
else,
football-
Keith?
For today,
A what?
the football fact for today is it was the end of Belfast Celtic on Boxing Day 1948. The reigning Irish League champions Belfast Celtic travelled to Windsor Park, home of their arch rivals Linfield. Just like Celtic and Rangers in Glasgow, the sectarian enmity ran deep. In 1912, the game descended into a full-blown riot. The Boxing Day game in 1948 also descended into bedlam, and while no gunshots were fired, the repercussions were much worse. Many Linfield supporters wrote to Belfast nationalist newspapers expressing shame at the behaviour of the minority mob, and eventually, on April the 21st, 1949, permission was granted for them to take their leave of Northern Irish football for good. Celtic enjoyed a final fling 38 days later, beating a full Scotland side 2-0 while on a farewell tour of the USA. Never heard of them.
No.
Oh, hang on a minute.
What?
Hang on a minute. Can I tell you tomorrow's fight?
Can you tell me what?
About tomorrow's fight?
Go on
Yeah.
then.
The 22nd. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Everton 2.
Thank you for that.
1.
What? That was FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park? Was that it?
No, I don't
No.
think. I think it was a league game. It's to do with the manager.
To do with the manager. What year?
61.
61. Harry Catterick had left
Catterick.
Wednesday to go manage Everton. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was his first game
Yeah.
for Everton.
Great how these things work out, isn't it?
Really?
Anyway, Michael Caine's fact for tomorrow is the passionate reputation of Italians was boosted 2 years ago when a council official in Naples suggested creating a special park in which people could make love in their cars without fear of being spied on by peeping Toms. Yeah, yeah.
Is that why?
think
Is that why you
you'll-
always go to Italy? For
I spend a lot of time in
Holidays.
Italy. Yeah, yeah.
And they wonder why they've got coronavirus.
That's Harry Passy.
And weak car suspension as well.
You wouldn't have got away with that in the library, would you?
Oh,
No.
what?
Definitely.
Red card.
What for me or Italians?
Both.
So, has anybody else got any facts or questions?
Facts or questions?
I've got loads of
Have you
questions.
been watching? Have you been watching the match of the day and match of their day on Saturday night?
Yes.
Personally, I
Yeah.
think it's better than match of the day.
Correct.
I'm finding it more entertaining than match of the day.
I like to see the mutual respect and the banter they have, rather
Yeah.
like us, rather
Yeah.
like us. But you're just tapping into their knowledge and their personal experiences, which I think is lovely.
It is.
Just
I mean,
like yours.
personally, yeah, I never liked Shearer or Ian Wright as players. Respected them, but didn't like them. But they've become pundits. They've left the game behind, and you see something better about them. I think same with Peter Schmeichel and quite a few others. Lee Dixon. Didn't like them when they played, but they're actually ordinary people and with a sense of humour.
Well, they're not ordinary, but I know what you mean.
I know what you mean, yes.
Peter
Thank you for putting me right, sir.
They're not.
Thank you,
twonks.
sir.
They're not twonks like what we are.
What twonks?
Peter Schmeichel isn't the nice guy that he comes over as.
Well, I'm sure he's not. Yeah.
He isn't.
No.
Whereas Jurgen Klopp will hug anybody.
The snooker should have been on at the moment.
Paul, Big Paul.
The snooker should have been on at the moment.
Yes, it should have.
Who can you tell me who beat Steve Davis when he was world champion and suffered his heaviest defeat there?
Tony Knowles.
Tony Knowles. Yeah. Can you recall the score?
10-1. 10-1.
9-1.
Yeah.
I think
10-1.
First
First
time
10.
Steve Davis complained, he said if I was going to lose, I should have been whitewashed. I should have won a frame.
I mean,
Yeah.
Crucible's suffering a lot through this, isn't it? There's a lot of
your
big...
sound out, Ron, on
Yeah.
your computer.
Yeah. There's a lot of people suffering in a lot of ways, but the Crucible Theatre, Sheffield Theatres are suffering with the snooker, the money they would get for that.
Can I just
Why
say,
couldn't they,
oh,
why couldn't
Yes.
they hold the World Championships?
What, without an audience?
Yeah.
Well, they could have done.
Yeah, it could be on.
Aren't they holding a darts championship in living rooms?
Well,
I think you.
that'd be hard.
Three people, we can only have two together because there's the two players and the referee, or umpire, whatever you call him. So you can't do it.
Paul the Biscuit, will you say
Well, they'd have to-
something?
yeah, I want to tell you about something that I'm doing on Sunday. Because
Should we know this?
yeah, probably. It should be the London Marathon on Sunday.
All right.
Ian's daughter was due to run it as well, so I don't know if he's involved in this. But you're probably aware that the UK charities are losing money hand over fist. They're talking about being £4 billion.
What?
£4 billion shortfall for the charities. London Marathon is the biggest single charity raising event in the world, single day charity event.
Is
And
it?
so the London Marathon have come up with an idea of doing something to do with 26.2 or 2.6. And they've asked all runners if they will try and get involved and raise money for a charity or a group of charities. And so what we're going to do is I've got a few people on our road and we're each going to run a marathon relay. So we're going to run it.
You're not touching each other's hand.
No, certainly not. Yeah. And we're going to raise the money for the Salvation Army.
Oh, brilliant.
So we've set up a Just Giving page. And I thought what I would do is send you the details through our WhatsApp. So if anybody would like to sponsor us, that would be great.
Yeah, sure, Paul.
But as I say, we've got
Definitely.
2 teams of 3, and we're each going to run a mile, and then somebody else runs, and but we're going to run the 26 miles.
That's brilliant.
So that's the plan. So,
Yeah, good idea. I'll sponsor you.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll send you the details through the WhatsApp.
Can I come in?
Good man.
Is your daughter running here?
Just two things you prompt me to say, though, Paul. One, a lot of people like my daughter who are going to run with now are becoming part-time teachers as well as trying to hold their jobs down at home. So that she's just given up completely, which I think is very sad because she used to keep very fit and prepared.
What, giving up running?
Pardon?
Giving up running?
Yeah, because she's looking after the kids. She gets up, oh crack, does 3 hours work, then gets up with the kids, teaches them until about midday, gives them an extended lunch, after getting more work, and then she's back. By the end of the day, it's been a long day. So there's a lot of people who, you know, who would like to do what you do, but I think
Yeah.
you've got to look after their families first. That's
Yeah.
that's the issue. The other thing is, I'm serious, John. I think
Yeah.
picking up your point about the Crucible, if they did run a sort of a virtual snooker competition to be broadcast at home, well,
Yeah.
they've got some experience of that. First of all, they need a very quiet audience. Well, you can't get quieter than nobody being.
Yeah.
Point one. Point two, there are an awful lot of people sat outside in that square. I don't know what you call
Tudor Square. Tudor Square.
watching it on the big screen.
Yes.
You've only
Yeah.
got to jump a little bit further in the creativity to run the. You can get the cameras there, to keep the 2 meter distance and what have you. It's a quiet game in any case. You don't need atmosphere, you know, as much as you do as a football match. So go for it. You know, go.
Play it later in year.
Say again.
Yeah.
Do it later on it year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all depends what productions they've got on later, Doug, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
it
it does.
does really.
Yeah.
But I
But
think
no, otherwise, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, this is what I think we'll be doing when we come out of this. There'll be so many people creative people who've come up with ways of getting around problems. I think certain things that we used to do won't be done anymore. We'll
No.
talk about pubs closing and all the rest. We'll just work in a different way, and the creativity. This will force creativity. The Crucible shouldn't be suffering. You know, the museums shouldn't be suffering that because they've got virtual reality and all the rest of it.
Except that with the snooker, the Crucible actually don't control the rights or anything. It's the World Snooker and the BBC that have got, particularly World Snooker, they've got all the rights for everything. So the snooker the Crucible are sort of paid rent for the use of the facility.
Yeah.
So it's up to the World Snooker Organisation and the BBC to set something up.
And
The
where
Crucible.
where do they get
You know, the sales in the bar and things like that, John, that knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying, John. Where do the people who are putting the tournament on get the return of their revenue? Well, sorry, but a lot of people have had to give a lot up, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
it's keeping currency, if you'll excuse the pun, in the game and keeping people
Yeah.
involved and engaged. And they'll get the rewards later, you know, when they put the game on physically.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I think that's
Yeah,
what
fair.
people are going to do. Think
Fair
out-
point. I've got a couple of contacts at Sheffield Theatres. I'll email them and see what they think about your idea. And if they think it's a great idea, I'll say it was mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except that,
Can I just-
except that there are witnesses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's,
but Still have forgot.
Just remind you all,
I thought
please.
you said yeah. I thought you'd asked me. I'd said yeah.
Glenn wanted some pictures
yeah.
of us younger,
Oh no, I thought you meant.
of pictures of us younger doing sports, or
I've
just
sent some
pictures of
to
us younger.
Glenn.
I haven't got any, unfortunately.
You are, well,
I can send pictures of me younger, but I haven't got any in sport.
I have.
well, there'll have to be just you younger then. Now, do you remember last week I mentioned how I'd won a Star Walk?
yeah.
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 Well, there I am,
Look
having just won the Star Walk.
at that ball control.
Fantastic.
Not Keith doing Star Walk.
No, it's not. It's me holding the ball on my thigh for 37 minutes. Hey, no language like that. You're not allowed language like that.
It was just a joke.
Where's
How about that one?
Where's
Will what? Yeah, where's Keith's photo? Where's he gone?
Say something, Keith. When you hold it up, we only see it in miniature. Say something.
That one was when I did the half marathon,
Oh, that's more like it.
the Sheffield half marathon.
You long streaker.
Bacon.
What was your time?
1 minute 59.
1 minute.
1 hour 59.
1 minute 59. Blooming hell.
1 hour
Billy Whiz.
59. How about that one?
Billy Whiz.
That was me and my brother.
Your
going
network
to-
bandwidth is low, Keith. You and
I
your
know.
brother.
That was
But cool.
going to the FA Cup quarter final against Wednesday.
Oh, it was a good day that. 1960. Derek Wilkinson,
I
2
know.
goals, 2-0 to lads.
Yeah.
And then you will believe this. We were robbed in the semi-final by an
Oh,
offside
I know.
goal and a goal that were disallowed. I mean, how often is this going to happen to lads?
I hope
Anyway.
you never
Talk
take,
about,
John. I hope you
talk
never,
about
John. I hope you never take up writing storybooks for kids. You'll have them.
did you see? They
talk
did a,
about
did you
what
see
about
they
the
did a-
Chesterfield.
What, yes, Paul?
I was going to say they did a feature about what was probably the greatest save of all time.
Yeah.
Ron Springate against Northampton away
No,
to
no,
preserve a 0-0 draw.
No.
another FA Cup semi-final.
Well, not David,
David
Seaman.
Seaman.
David
Yeah.
Seaman, yeah. Pesce Solido.
Yeah, that's the one. I used to coach David Seaman.
Did you?
Yeah,
Also, we've got you to thank.
I could have throttled him.
That's what they're.
I could have kissed him. Could have kissed him. Sorry, what were you saying, Keith?
I was right in line with that, and I
Yeah.
thought the ball went on the line before he got it.
Right.
But
No.
In Tip bad out, Sheffield teams have suffered through these bad decisions. I think you were talking about Chesterfield, weren't you, Keith?
yeah, Chesterfield, we showed you semi-final.
Yeah,
That shot that went on the line.
Absolutely
Yes.
wrong.
Absolutely.
yeah.
You were wrong.
John,
They would have. Can you imagine what that would have meant to Chesterfield, though? Yes.
not making my dogs cry, will you?
What that would have meant to Chesterfield, though, getting to a cup final. Financially, prestige.
I worked in a Chesterfield school at the time,
Yeah.
and I thought it was really funny.
So you hate Scots and you hate Chesterfield.
They were all in tears at school and all that sort of stuff. And I just walked right now. Oh,
Can I just point
point?
out that you're a member of a Christian organisation?
I was just giving moral support. That's all. I was
Of
just trying
course
to
you were, Paul. Of course
just
you were.
cheering them up.
Yeah.
That was Attila the Hun.
I was playing for Chesterfield at the time. Not first team, but he was at Chesterfield at the time.
Yeah.
He got a tour on the old top bus. You got
Right.
when they did the tour of the city or the town.
Yeah. But some of those pictures, we've seen these old games and we know what it were like, but to be reminded about what these pictures were like ankle deep in mud, because we used to play in those conditions, didn't we, as well? When we
Yeah.
played Saturday, Sunday league, played for school, you were up to your ankles in mud.
Oh, yeah, that Everton game was it Everton?
Yeah. Everton, Liverpool.
Everton Liverpool. That pitch was horrendous.
Awful.
Yeah.
Awful. But there was a worse match.
These days.
There was a worse match than that between Liverpool Everton. I think it was about the third round of the FA Cup final, probably late 60s. Played at Goodison Park. It was a gale, and every time Gordon West kicked the ball, it went out the other end. You know, he couldn't keep it on the pitch, and nobody could. I think it ended in a 1-0 win for Liverpool, if memory serves me. But it was the worst match I've ever seen because the wind just took the ball everywhere.
I tell you what, I'd have taken a 1-0 win in terrible conditions in an FA.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, any day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded about the win.
Well,
Yeah,
I take
Can be a national
Yeah,
thing, though,
like,
touch a win, can't it?
it's that- Yeah, I went to see Swansea playing, I think, Newport at rugby. Newport fullback took the ball, ran a few paces, kicked it, and the wind was that strong, it ended up behind it. It went,
Right, quiz question for you.
Well, yeah, yes, Paul.
Question.
Right, which English player retired after his 1,000th match? Exactly
Terry,
one.
Terry Payne.
Nope. Similar sort of era.
Similar sort of era. George Easton.
No. Very well
Ian
known.
Callaghan.
No.
No.
Jim Callaghan, Labour
Yeah.
Prime Minister.
Ian
I know, just being
Callaghan
obtuse
is
here.
Um,
Ron Yates.
No.
was it?
Similar position.
Similar position.
Yeah.
Centre back.
Not Joe Shaw.
No.
Jackie Charlton.
No. He's linked with Jackie Charlton.
Linked with Jackie Charlton.
Bobby
Paul
Charlton.
Madeley.
No.
No. Who played alongside him? Norman Hunter.
No.
I need him to play.
He's linked with Jack Charlton for England.
Jack Charlton for England.
Was that Bobby Moore?
Bobby
It is.
Stiles. No.
Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore.
Bobby
Yeah.
Moore.
Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore.
I've just finished reading his book.
Yeah.
Really good. Fantastic book. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he retired.
Yeah.
Purely coincidence, but it was after his 1000th match.
Fancy
I didn't
that.
realise
I
he
know.
played 1,000 league games.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it was 1000 league games. 1000.
No.
1,000 games.
Well, it wasn't like the 1,300 goals that Pelly scored, is it? About 714 of them were in school play yard. It's not one of them.
I don't think so.
I know Keith don't like him, but I'm reading Jimmy Greaves' autobiography from about 2003, and that's.
What do you mean you don't like him?
Well, you said he was a grumpy sod.
He
You
was
said you
grumpy.
met him and he was a grumpy sod.
I
They
did
weren't
meet
your
him.
words. I'm paraphrasing what you said.
Fantastic player,
You
though.
realise this
I
is
did
going
meet
out on
him.
Look North tomorrow night.
I did meet him, and he was grumpy. But
Yeah.
after all, he was sat next to me, so
Well, exactly.
I was grumpy.
England's greatest
Yeah.
goal scorer.
Anybody sat
Well,
next to
without a
me.
doubt. I mean, when they talk about Rooney and the rest, they don't compare to
Rooney?
Jimmy Greaves, do they?
I would put Jimmy Greaves up with in the world's top goal scorers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Why was he?
Yeah.
Remind me. Why was he actually dropped by in the England side in '66?
He wasn't-
He got a gash
Injured.
against France.
14 stitches in his shin. He was fit to play in the final, but
Yes.
done so well getting there that they thought it was.
Kept the
Well,
same team.
Can you imagine how sickening that would be? Because he
Yeah.
was obviously a far superior striker to Jeff Hurst. And
Yeah.
what a sickening experience that ultimately turned him to alcohol. A
Yeah,
bit like these Tuesday morning meetings turned me to alcohol.
I think he was well on his way already, though, John.
You think so?
Yeah.
He would turn Big Paul to alcohol if he could get the top off.
Hey,
Listen, I don't class myself as a weakling, but I can't top me. Can't.
have you thought of smashing it? Not smashing the neck.
I think that's a mean trick. I really do. I think that's a
I
beautiful,
do. Yeah,
He's smashing it
cruel.
over Keith's head.
cruel.
cool.
Oh. Anyway, we've got less than a minute to go, chaps. So let's call it a day.
All right.
I'll send you some links for next week.
Good
Okay.
Good to see you
Thank
all.
All stay well. Everyone
Thank you
stay
very
well.
much.
Good to see you again, Chris. Good to see you, Doug.
Okay. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks
And
for
don't forget to
organising it,
clap.
Keith. Keith, thanks for organising it, mate.
Denny says goodbye.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Cheers,
Okay.
fellas. Stay safe.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you, Chris.
See you.
Can't wait now.
See you, Doug.
I was scared at first, but I
You
enjoyed it.
Doug.
Yeah,
Good,
very much
good
so.
A very
That's
scary
smashing.
one.
We don't want to go.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Okay then.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Cheers, Paul.
Ta-ra now.
Bye.
Chris.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
See ya.
John.
Bye.
See you, Keith.
Bye. See ya.